Hello everybody, my name's Kamen, and welcome back to the unboxing, where today we are going a little bit more old school. Kind of. This is a re-release that is somewhat new at the time of the recording, and will be less new by the time that this video comes out. Whew, I've got a backlog. Anyways, but yeah, this is a re-release of a much older figure, but I'm excited to have it because it's a figure that I've been meaning to get for a while, but I just never really got the chance to. Until now. So today, we are going to take a nice good look at the SH Figuarts Heisei Generations Edition for Kamen Rider Drive Type Speed. But yeah, this figure has been one that I've seen a lot, and I really love its design. But it's been so hard to get ever since I started collecting SH Figuarts. For context, I started collecting SH Figuarts back, I want to say 2021? Yeah, 2021. You saw the videos where I started collecting SH Figuarts, and I just kind of haven't stopped since. But that has made the Heisei era of riders, who are some of my favorites, very hard to get. Until now, kind of, because Bandai has chosen to do a Heisei Generations edition of re-releases for the final 5 Heisei riders and their secondaries, which has been really helpful in filling in gaps in my collection. I'm really excited for that Kamen Rider Cross that's going to be coming out. It'll be out by the time this video comes out, but I'm so fucking excited for that thing. You don't even know. Anyways, as you can tell, this is a slightly different packaging from the original release. They're all in this kind of matte black finished packaging. It's fairly uniform for all of the initial riders, at least. I don't know for the second group, because again, I'm recording this way in advance, probably too far in advance. Anyways, but yeah, it's this nice plain black packaging with a real close-up image of the rider as the main piece of art. It says Kamen Rider Drive Type Speed, the Heisei Generations Edition, which lets you know which version it is, because honestly, these are the superior versions to get because they come with all their accessories. We'll get there. It's a window packaging because it's a retail release, so these are fairly easy to find. They're somewhat expensive compared to, say, a standard release for Geats, but there's a reason for that. We've got the writer's logo, the SH Figuarts quote, Bandai Namco, all the Bandai logos, as well as Kamen Rider Drive's logo, which is nicely printed. Anyways, top has the basic text, Kamen Rider Drive Heisei Generations Edition, SH Figuarts, and it's got Drive's logo, which is very nicely designed. This side has, once again, name of the figure, SH Figuarts, Drive's logo, a little bit more of his shoulders, whatever. This side includes a bit of his gun, Drive posed up in his iconic pose, as well as the name of the figure. Bottom has the usual information, but it has an extra image of the figure, I think, but I've got the American release, so it's covered up by the sticker, which is fine. Back has a couple of poses. It's got him with his primary and secondary weapon, I guess, whatever. As well as him posed up with the other releases in this little capsule. They look very nice together. From what I can tell in promotional images. I'm going to try to get as many as I can, but I don't have them all yet. We'll get there when I have more money. But yeah, simple style, heroic action. Anyways, let's get into this thing. But yeah, this figure requires us to take a bit of a history look back in the history of SH Figuarts Kamen Rider. So this is what I would consider a 2.0 figure. So the classic figures have a very lanky style. The modern figures are nice and perfectly proportioned and have all the great articulation and whatnot. This is in the middle of that. For Diamond Drive, they tried something new. Didn't quite work out 100%. Okay, here are the instructions. I should have cut from I should have cut from the other side, but we're here now. We're doing this. Come on, I don't want to bend you too much. There we go. That's ugly. I'll do it from this side next time. Anyways, so yeah, that shows you all your instructions. Shows you what you need to do. Warning, may rub off. Ooh. Shows you how the figure works. Let's get this sucker out of here. Yeah. This is the figure. Fairly simple packaging. It's a smaller style hitch-up box, but that's just how Kamen Rider is. But you can see everything the figure comes with. And the main draw of these re-releases over most others, it comes with their weapons. Some of these figures, originally, which includes Drive, I guess, didn't come with these weapons. They just came with hands and stuff. But this figure comes with a pair of weapons, which is nice. It does jack up the price a little bit, But in the end, it's honestly worth it because it gives you a lot more options as far as what you can do with this little release. Sorry, I'm bending over to grab something. Anyways, let's get this open and look at everything he comes with. Yeah, these are great little starter releases if you just want to get into SHF Kamen Rider, which you should. It's good. So here we have a gripping hand. This is for the blaster. And you can see a bit of mold degradation because, again, this is a figure that's like from 2015. So, yeah, there's going to be some mold degradation, but overall it's pretty nice. It's got a nice glossy finish for all the hands. So, yeah, you got the blaster hand. Then you got a different gripping hand. I imagine this is for either the shift cars or for the sword, which we'll get to. Hopefully these still work okay. Then we got a open palmish hand, which is for nice cool action poses, which looks very nice. And then this different one, which I believe is for his iconic pose, where he's like going all woo woo with like his wrist or whatever. And we get the other half of that here, nice and splayed out and open and whatnot. And the other hands are parallel, from what I can tell. So we're not gonna go too much into detail on those. Next two accessories, though, are the exciting ones. First off, let's look at his blaster. I believe these accessories at first only came with the Trideron, which is his vehicle, which is a car, which meant it was very expensive. But this release comes with them just right in the box. So this is his door blaster thingy. I haven't seen Drive yet, but whatever. But yeah, I love his design. But yeah, it's a fucking door, but it's a gun, and it's very goofy, very silly. Again, there's a little bit of mold degradation. The mold seems slightly off, but it's also aged a while. Secondly, he also has a sword. Sorry for angling it that way. His wheel sword, which the wheel does turn. It does turn. And that's very cool. But yeah, it's got a wheel there, but if you look at the side, it's like a sword. And it's got a nice blue clear hilt, or blade. And you can go, and it's very goofy at the front because this is going to get in the way, but I enjoy it nonetheless because I love tokusatsu. Anyways, this allows us to get into the figure. And yeah, that's Drive, baby. All you need is Drive. Okay, so yeah. This is what I mean by 2.0. Let's get these little plastic bits out of his waist. As you can tell, compared to modern SH Figuarts, which we've done a decent amount of, you can look at some of my previous videos for examples of that. We've done a decent amount of them recently, so you can obviously tell some slight differences given the age of this figure. Very glossy up at the front. I'm pretty sure that's mainly just a Drive thing. Drive is a fairly glossy design. But also, compared to a lot of modern SHFs, he's very lanky as a figure. I think I can tell this mainly due to hindsight, because I've been collecting a lot of the modern ones. But yeah, he feels slightly too lanky, all things considered. Don't get me wrong, that's not to say he's a bad figure, and he's being a bit fussy with poses. Obviously, they felt he was fine enough to re-release him in the year of our Lord Dan Kuroto 2024, but yeah, this is a bit of an older figure, so you can tell he's a bit lanky in places, a bit awkward in places proportionally, but overall, he gets the job done. He does look like Drive, and I'm happy enough to have him in my collection. I love the head, the helmet, whatever. It looks very nice. It's got that car aesthetic, but doesn't go too overboard. It just has a nice mechanical look. Yeah, also, a side note, he's got a rubber tire around his shoulder. This was meant for swapping out with other tires, which were all pre-order bonuses at the time. Whatever. Anyways, he's got a nice tire. It says Type Speed because this is Type Speed. He's got other types that he could have been, but we don't get access to those parts. He's got some of his shift cars there at his waist. They're nice and candy-colored. And see, he's got driving lines and some nice armor. And this figure does still look nice. There are some limits in his posability, like he can only really get a little over 90 in his elbows. And let's check his knees as well. He can go far with his knees, that's good. The ankles are fairly limited as well. Not too much, but it's still noticeable. But the main thing you'll notice These hips are weird. Most SH Figuarts nowadays use ball joints at the hips, usually with some sort of cover. These are not that. They look a lot more like balls, though. They are closer to universal joints that are like at the shoulders of stuff. So like, they work because they're pegged into the middle rather than the top. A lot of times when they use universal joints at the hips, for some reason they plug it in there. So you have to either go forward and backward or out and in. This one plugs it into here, into the crotch-ish area. So it can go forward, backward, and out. So it works fine. It just looks really unsightly. But it works. But yeah, he does have some nice articulation still, though. He does still hold up as a figure fairly well. He just is slightly old, and I was expecting that going into this release. Don't get me wrong, I don't think necessarily this should be your first figure. I mean, it could be fine as a first figure, especially with this re-release. I'm going to let you know this now. I've been thinking of a video, but I think these re-releases are some of the best ways to get into the line. So if you're new here, and oh shit, right, the back is covered in this mechanical detailing. It feels a bit soft, but I think that's because of age of. There's probably some mold degradation going on. But yeah, it's very detailed and very greebly compared to the front, which is very flat and glossy. But anyways, yeah, these re-releases are a great way to get in the line. The next video might be a better one to get because, again, of the re-releases, the Drive figures are the only ones in the 2.0 style. From Ghost onward, they switched to what I call the modern style. I don't want to necessarily call it 3.0 because that has Dragon Ball connotations, which unfortunately I kind of have to focus on a lot because Dragon Ball has very much become the main line that people think of when they think SH Figuarts. But yeah, let's look at Mr. Belt before we go. This kind of has removable faceplates. I don't know where those accessories came from. They might have also come with the Trideron. But there are ways to get extra faceplates for Mr. Belt to make him as expressive as the figure itself. But yeah, this is a nice figure. I would recommend it. Maybe not necessarily right away, but if you really like Drive, this is a good figure to get, especially this re-release. I think I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know if you want to see this guy have a big bombastic review. By engaging with the video, that lets me know that this figure is successful enough that I could make an actual video that has a lot of effort put into it. And just generally do the engagement things if you like this kind of content. If you like my videos and whatnot. But yeah. Until then, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed my little unboxing of Kamen Rider Drive. And until then, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!